Question number 1. Sue's kitchen is 15 mm by 19 mm. How much molding will it take Sue to go around the floor of the kitchen? On track. 60 am is the correct answer.
Question number 2. Grayson and Preston have a piece of paper that is 10 inches by 9 inches. What is the area of the paper?
Smart pick, 90 SQ, is the correct choice. Question number 3. A triangle has a base of 8 inches and an area of 52 square inches. What is the height of the triangle? Good thinking. 13 inches is the right answer. Question number 4. Winston runs a 25 mm by 45 rectangular field 5 times a day. How many meters does he run in 2 days? Nicely done. 700 mm is a solid answer. Question number 5. A rectangular table has an area of 42 square feet. The width is 3 feet. What is the length of the table? Exactly. 14 feet makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 6. The area of a rectangle is 63 inches. One side length is 7 inches. What is the other side length? Valid point. 9 in is true. Question number 7. To calculate the amount of carpeting needed for your bedroom, which of the following should you find? Excellent. Area is a brilliant choice.
Question number 8. The woods behind Adam's house were 2 miles wide and 5 miles long. What is the perimeter of the woods?
Great job. 14 miles is the accurate answer. Question number 9. Which has the greater area? A square with a side that measures 7 meters or a 6 by 8 meter rectangle? Sharp thinking. Square is the right choice. Question number 10. A rectangle flower bed had a total area of 35 square yards. If it was 5 yards wide, how long was it? Right again. 7 yards is a valid answer. Question number 11. A dog pen is 5 feet wide. It is 3 times as long as it is wide. What is the perimeter of the dog pen? Strong choice. 40 feet is the right answer.
Question number 12. Mrs. Curtis has a garden that is 7 feet long and 4 feet wide. What is the total area of her garden?
Great thinking. 28 square feet is the right choice. Question number 13. Nick's rectangular patio measures 9 feet wide and 12 feet long. What is the perimeter of the patio? Right choice. 42 feet is the best answer. Question number 14. A swimming pool has a perimeter of 40 m. If one side is 12 m, what is the length of the other side? Solid response. 8 is a valid choice. Question number 15. Mrs. Bratton is building a deck in her backyard. How much space will she have for patio furniture? Perfect. Area is the correct choice. Question number 16. A piece of plywood was cut so its length was 6 feet by 5 feet. What is the perimeter of the wood? Correct response. 22 feet is the most accurate answer. Question number 17. The length of a rectangle is 10 cm and the width is 6 cm. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? Clear logic. Your choice 32 cm is sound and 100% true. Question number 18. If the area of a basketball court is 117 square feet and the width is 9 feet, what is the length? Well picked. 13 feet is the correct answer. Question number 19. Princey wants to light up the fence of the garden. Will she have to find the area or the perimeter? You got it. Your choice perimeter is right. Question number 20. I want to put new carpet in my bedroom. I don't know how much to buy. What do I need to measure? Braria is the answer.
Question number 21. Ariel has a square garden that is 15 feet wide. What is the perimeter of Ariel's garden in feet?
Correct. 60 feet is the right answer. Question number 22. A rectangular pizza has a perimeter of 24 inches. If the length is 8 inches, what is the width? Excellent choice. 4 inches is the right answer. Question number 23. Calculate the breadth of a rectangle if the perimeter of a rectangle is 22 cm with length 7 cm. You chose 4 cm, and it is correct. Question number 24. Which word means a unit, such as a square centimeter or square inch, used to measure an area? Nice work. You chose square unit, and it is correct. Question number 25. Perimeter equal to 42 inches. Side lengths are 21, 7, 21. What is the length of the missing side? Smart move. 2 inches is an accurate answer. Question number 26. A rectangle has a length of 5 units and a width of 3 units. What is the area of the rectangle? Nice selection. 15 square units is the correct and valid answer. Question number 27. Which word means flat shapes that have length and width, also called a two-dimensional figure? Good job. Your answer, plane figure, works well here. Question number 28. The length of the rectangular map is 15 inches and the perimeter is 50 inches. Find the width. Well done. 10 inches is the right choice. Question number 29. A rectangle with an area of 30 square units and a side length of 6 has another side length of. Well reasoned. 5 units is the correct choice. Question number 30. If a rectangle has a length of 7 and a width of 3 what is the perimeter of the rectangle? You're right. 20 is the correct answer. Question number 31. A rectangular swimming pool is 10 long and 7 wide. What is the area of the swimming pool? Clear logic. Your choice 70 square is sound and 100% true. Question number 32. A rectangular garden has a length of 10 and a width of 6 What is the area of the garden? Right again, 60 square is a valid answer. Question number 33. The side of a square room is 9 Area of the carpet needed to cover the floor of the room is. Well reasoned. 81 square is the correct choice. Question number 34. The circumference of a circle is 18.41 feet. What is the approximate distance of the radius? Exactly. 2.93 feet makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 35. How many unit squares are needed to cover a rectangle that is 4 units long and 2 units wide? Nice selection. 8 unit squares is the correct and valid answer. Question number 36. The perimeter of a rectangle is 34 meters. The width is 4 meters. What would the length be? Well picked. 13 is the correct answer. Question number 37. John's school square playground is 19 meters long. What is the perimeter of the playground? Bravo, 76 meters is the answer. Question number 38. A book had a length of 4 inches and a width of 6 inches. What is the perimeter of the book? Nicely done. 20 inches is a solid answer. Question number 39. What is the numerical difference between the area and perimeter of a square with side 5, 7? Correct. Phi is the right answer. Question number 40. Each side of a square sheet of metal is 8 long. What is the perimeter of the sheet metal? Excellent choice. 32 meters is the right answer.
Question number 41. A square name tag has sides that are 10 centimeters long. What is the name tag's perimeter?
Good thinking. 40 centimeters is the right answer.
Question number 42. The sides of an equilateral triangle measure 12 cm. What is the perimeter of the triangle?
You chose 36 cm and it is correct.
Question number 43. If the perimeter of a rectangle is 60 miles and the length is 20 miles, what is the width?
Nice work. You chose 10 miles and it is correct.
Question number 44. Plot the following points. What is the area of the figure?
Good job. Your answer 15 works well here.
Question number 45. What is the length of the base of a triangle with height 12.1 m and area 117,975 square?
Great job. 19.5 meters is the accurate answer.
Question number 46. What is the amount of space an object takes up, or the inside of a shape or object called?
Great thinking. Area is the right choice.
Question number 47. A rectangular red sticker is 9 millimeters wide and 7 millimeters tall. What is its area?
You're right. 63 millimeters squared is the correct answer.
Question number 48. To find the dash, you add up all the numbers and then divide by how many numbers you have.
You got it? Your choice mean is right.
Question number 49. If a rectangle has an area of 30 square units and a length of 5 units, what is its width?
Strong choice. 6 units is the right answer.
Question number 50. Length and breadth of a rectangle are 36 cm and 24 cm respectively. Find its perimeter.
Well done. 120 is the right choice.
Question number 51. A rectangular restaurant kitchen is 10 meters long and 8 meters wide. What is its area?
Excellent. 80 square m is a brilliant choice.
Question number 52. The area of triangle A is 54 and triangle B is 150. What is the scale factor of A to B?
Perfect. 3.5 is the correct choice.
Question number 53. The perimeter of a regular pentagon is 100 cm. The length of each of its sides is dash.
On track. 20 cm is the correct answer.
Question number 54. Which word means customary unit of length? One of these equal 3 feet or 36 inches.
Smart move. Yard is an accurate answer.
Question number 55. A dragon's lair had an area of 35 square feet. If it was 7 feet wide, how long was it?
Right choice. 5 is the best answer.
Question number 56. If the area of the parallelogram is 32 sq/cm and the base is 4 cm, then height is dash.
Valid point 8 cm is true.
Question number 57. A rug had a length of 2 feet and a total area of 10 ft2. What is the width of the rug?
Solid response. 5 feet is a valid choice.
Question number 58. The scale factor of two similar figures is 4:5. What is the ratio of their perimeters?
Correct response. 4.5 is the most accurate answer.
Question number 59. Find the length of a rectangle given that its perimeter is n180 mm and breadth is 80 m.
Sharp thinking. Atmum is the right choice.
Question number 60. A rectangle has a perimeter of 20 units. If the length is 7 units, what is the width?
Smart pick. 3 units is the correct choice.
Question number 61.
What is the perimeter of a rectangle with a length of 7 units and a width of 3 units? You chose 20 units. And it is correct. Question number 62. Find the area of a trapezoid with bases of 5 feet and 7 feet and a height of 3 feet. Excellent choice. 18 is the right answer. Question number 63. What is the area of a dragon's treasure chest that is a square with a length of 4 cm? Nicely done. 16 square cm is a solid answer. Question number 64. What is the perimeter of a shape with sides 5th, 11th, 8th, 6th, 7th, and 11th? Well picked. 41 fits is the correct answer. Question number 65. If the length of a rectangle is 12 units and the width is 4 units, what is the area? On track 48 is the correct answer.
Question number 66. The length of 3 sides of a triangle are 10 cm, 9 cm, and 7 cm. Find its perimeter.
Well done. 26 cm is the right choice.
Question number 67. The area of a rectangular garden 50 mi long is 300 sqm. Find the width of the garden.
Great job, 6 is the accurate answer.
Question number 68. The perimeter of a rectangular closet is 24 feet. It is 6 feet wide. How long is it?
Good thinking. 6 feet is the right answer.
Question number 69. Given a rectangle with an area of 77 sq, ft, find the height of the width is 5.1 f.
Great thinking. 14th is the right choice. Question number 70. A square has a perimeter of 16 units. What is the length of one side of the square? Valid point. 4 units is true. Question number 71. If the length and width of a rectangle are 12 feet and 11 feet, then find its area. Strong choice. 132 square feet is the right answer. Question number 72. Which word means how long something is or the distance from one point to another? Smart pick. Length is the correct choice. Question number 73. The length of one side of a square is 9 inches. What is the perimeter? Clear logic. Your choice 36 inches is sound and 100% true. Question number 74. A video game map was 3 meters wide and 5 meters long. What is the area of the map? Correct response. 15 meters is the most accurate answer.
Question number 75. Given a rectangle with an area of 96 sq, 50, find the width if the height is 8.
You're right. 12th is the correct answer.
Question number 76. What is the area of a rectangle that has a length of 8 feet and a width of 6 feet?
Bravo, 48 squared feet is the answer. Question number 77. What is a 4-sided shape that our sides are equal and has 4 right angles called? Oh. Well reasoned. Square is the correct choice. Question number 78. Count the number of unit squares in a shape that is 2 units long and 5 units wide.
Excellent. 10-unit squares is a brilliant choice.
Question number 79. The perimeter of a rectangle is 46 cm. Its width is 5 centimeters. Find the length. Smart move. 18 cm is an accurate answer. Question number 80. Which word means the measure, in square units, of the inside of a plane figure? Solid response. Area is a valid choice.
Question number 81. A rectangular pool is 15 mm long and 10 mm wide. What is the perimeter of the pool?
Right choice. 50 mm is the best answer.
Question number 82. Plot the following points of what is the perimeter?
You got it. Your choice 30 is right. Question number 83. Each side of a square poster measures 12 inches. What is the area of this poster? Nice selection. 124 skew inches is the correct and valid answer. Question number 84. What is the distance or measurement from one side of something to the other side? Sharp thinking. Width is the right choice.
Question number 85. What is the length of a side of an equilateral triangle with a perimeter of 96 cm?
Nice work. You chose 32 cm and it is correct. Question number 86. What is the perimeter of a classroom when the length is 120 mm and the width is 40 m? Correct. Ra is the right answer. Question number 87. Plot the following points. What is the perimeter? Exactly. 18 makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 88. A photograph measures 14 inches by 5 inches. What is the area of the photograph? Good job. Your answer 70 square inches works well here.
Question number 89. A rectangle has an area of 12 cm and has a width of 6 cm. What would be the length?
Right again, 2 cm is a valid answer.
Question number 90. Plot the following points. What is the perimeter?
Perfect. 56 is the correct choice.
Question number 91. If the ratio of two round dinner plates is 2:5, what is the ratio of their areas?
Smart pick. 25 is the correct choice.
Question number 92. The side of a pentagon is 24 cm. What is the perimeter for the whole pentagon?
Sharp thinking. 120 cm is the right choice. Question number 93. Find the perimeter of the rectangle whose length is 12 cm and breadth is 6 cm. Good job. Your answer 36 cm and works well here.
Question number 94. What is the perimeter of a triangle with sides measuring 3 cm, 4 cm and 5 cm?
Solid response. 12 cm is a valid choice.
Question number 95. Lakshman wants to put tiles to his room. Will he finding out area or perimeter?
Excellent choice. Area is the right answer.
Question number 96. What is the area of a triangle with a base of 6 units and a height of 4 units?
Smart move. 12 square units is an accurate answer.
Question number 97. Mora drew a square. Each side measures 6 cm. What is the area of the square?
Nice work. You chose 24 cm and it is correct.
Question number 98. Find the area of a rectangle of length 33 cm and breadth equal to length plus 67 cm.
Strong choice. 300 cm is the right answer.
Question number 99. The area of a shape is 36. The length is 12. What is the width of the shape?
Well done. 3 is the right choice.
Question number 100. The perimeter of a square is 24 centimeters. What is the area of the square?
Well picked. 36 square centimeters is the correct answer.
Question number 101. If the perimeter of a rectangle is 42 and the length is 6, what is the area?
Right again. 15 in is a valid answer. Question number 102. If a rectangle has an area of 36 and the width is 4, what is the perimeter? Great thinking. 2060 is the right choice. Question number 103. If you are finding the distance around an object, what are you solving for? Great job. Perimeter is the accurate answer.
Question number 104. Jay wants to border his wall with edge guard. What does he need to find out?
Well reasoned. Perimeter is the correct choice.
Question number 105. Would I multiply, add, or divide to find the area of a square or rectangle?
Correct. Multiply is the right answer.
Question number 106. Which word means customary unit of length 12 of these equals 1 foot?
You're right. Inch is the correct answer. Question number 107. One side of a square is 5 centimeters. What is the perimeter of the square?
Perfect. 20 cm is the correct choice.
Question number 108. Two or more circles with same center but different radii are known as dash. Clear logic. Your choice concentric circles is sound and 100% true.
Question number 109. The perimeter of a square garden is 60 m. What is the length of each side?
You got it? Your choice 15 is right.
Question number 1 and 10. What is a rule expressed in numbers and symbols in math called? A equal to X.
Nicely done. Formula is a solid answer. Question number 111. If you measure the distance around the school, you are measuring its dash.
Nice selection. Perimeter is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 112. A triangle with a height of 11 feet and a base of 8 has an area of what?
Excellent. 4 for square is a brilliant choice. Question number 113. In a parallelogram, how many of the adjacent sides can be chosen as base?
Good thinking. 2 is the right answer.
Question number 114. A parallelogram has a height of 4m and a base of 3m. What is its area?
Bravo. 12 meters squared is the answer. Question number 115. A rectangle has a length of 9 cm and a width of 6 cm. Find the perimeter. Valid point. 30 is true. Question number 116. A dash is a special rectangle where the length and the breadth are same. On track. Square is the correct answer. Question number 117. The perimeter of a shape is 26 cm. The width is 9 cm. What is the length? Exactly. 4 makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 118. Find the perimeter of a rectangle with length 8 units and width 6 units. Right choice. 28 is the best answer. Question number 119. Find the breadth of the rectangle if area is 500 cm and length is 50 m. Correct response. 1 m is the most accurate answer.
Question number 120. If I wanted to decorate the edge of a cake, that would be an example of.
You chose perimeter, and it is correct. Question number 121. If I wanted to place a border around my pool, I would need to find its. Exactly. Perimeter makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 122. What is the distance around the outside of a shape or figure is called? You got it. Your choice perimeter is right.
Question number 123. What is the side length of a square with a perimeter of 44 centimeters?
You're right. 11 centimeters is the correct answer. Question number 124. Find the area of a triangle with a base of 7 mm and a height of 10 mm. Correct response. 35 mm squared is the most accurate answer. Question number 125. What is the area of a figure that is 11 inches wide and 7 inches long?
Nicely done. 77 square is a solid answer.
Question number 126. If you measure the space inside your classroom, you are measuring it.
Nice selection. Area is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 127. Area of a rectangle is 400 qm. What is the breadth if length is 50 m?
Strong choice. ABEM is the right answer. Question number 128. What is the perimeter of an equilateral triangle whose side is 25 cm? You chose 75 cm, and it is correct. Question number 129. The perimeter is the total distance around the outside of a 2D shape. Great thinking. True is the right choice.
Question number 130. If a shape is 9 inches long and 4 inches wide, what is the perimeter?
Excellent choice. 26 inches is the right answer. Question number 131. Find the area of a triangle with a height of 4 cm and a base of 6 cm. Clear logic. Your choice, 12 cm square, is sound and 100% true. Question number 132. The area of a rectangular field of length 20 m and breadth 1 m is a dash. Valid point. 300 is true. Question number 133. A movie screen is 8 meters tall and 18 meters wide. What is its area? Perfect. 144 meters squared is the correct choice.
Question number 134. What type of equation do you use to figure out the area of a figure?
Solid response. Multiplication is a valid choice.
Question number 135. What is to add a number to itself a specific number of times called?
Correct. Multiply is the right answer.
Question number 136. The area of a rectangle of length 50 m and breadth 50 cm is dash cm.
Well done. 25,000 is the right choice. Question number 137. If I added, then did I find the area or the perimeter of the object? Great job. Perimeter is the accurate answer. Question number 138. This formula demonstrates how to find the area of a dash A equal to 2. Nice work. You chose triangle, and it is correct.
Question number 139. What type of equation do you use to find the perimeter of a figure?
Well picked. Addition is the correct answer.
Question number 140. Lily wants to color her carpet red. What does she need to find out?
Sharp thinking. Area is the right choice.
Question number 141. Find the perimeter of a rectangle with width 5 cm and length 10 cm.
Good thinking. 30 cmers is the right answer.
Question number 142. Which word means metric unit of length equal to 0.01 of a meter? On track. Centimeter is the correct answer. Question number 143. If the side length of a square is 10 units, what is the perimeter? Excellent. 40 is a brilliant choice. Question number 144. Is the number of square units needed to cover a given surface? Well reasoned. A area is the correct choice. Question number 145. The sum of lengths of all sides of plane figure is called its dash. Right again. Perimeter is a valid answer. Question number 146. A equilateral triangle has a side of 743 m. What's its perimeter? Good job. Your answer 20 and 29 works well here. Question number 147. The area of a triangle whose base is 7 cm and height 4 cm and is dash. Bravo, 14 qcm is the answer. Question number 148. What is the perimeter of a square with a side that measures 15 mm? Right choice. 60 mm is the best answer.
Question number 149. What is the area of a square garden if the width is 32 feet long?
Smart pick. 1,024 square feet is the correct choice.
Question number 150. What is the distance or measurement of something from end to end?
Smart move. Length is an accurate answer.
Question number 151. Question: find the perimeter of a rectangle if length equal to 12, breadth equal to feet. You chose 36, and it is correct.
Question number 152. If I wanted to put tile down in my kitchen, I would need to find.
Well picked. Area is the correct answer. Question number 153. A pentagon has sides measuring 47 to each. The perimeter will be.
Sharp thinking. 200 cm is the right choice.
Question number 154. What is the perimeter of a square with a length of 6 centimeters? Great thinking. 24 cm is the right choice.
Question number 155. If you have a square with a side of 10 namen, what is the perimeter?
Smart pick. 40 namen is the correct choice. Question number 156. What is a square whose sides each measure 1 unit? For used in area. Good job. Your answer square unit works well here. Question number 157. The perimeter of a square is the sum of dash sides of a square. Well reasoned. 4 is the correct choice.
Question number 158. Perimeter of a triangle having sides 3.5 cm, 8 cm, and 5.2 cm is.
Solid response. 16.7 is a valid choice.
Question number 159. If I multiplied, did I find the area or perimeter of an object?
Nice selection. Area is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 160. The amount of space a two-dimensional shape takes up is called.
You got it? Your choice area is right. Question number 161. What is the perimeter of this rectangle? Length 8 cm, width 4 cm.
On track, 24 cm is the correct answer.
Question number 162. The perimeter of a square board is 40 cm. Its one side is dash. Smart move. 10 cm is an accurate answer. Question number 163 is the number of cubic units needed to fill a given space. Correct response. A volume is the most accurate answer.
Question number 164. The region bounded or the space occupied by a two shape is its.
Right again. Area is a valid answer.
Question number 165. What is the area of a square garden with a perimeter of 40 m?
Excellent choice. 64 SQM is the right answer.
Question number 166. Placing a ribbon around a display board, we require its dash.
Nicely done. Perimeter is a solid answer.
Question number 167. Perimeter is defined as the dash there of the boundary of any shape. Great job. Length is the accurate answer. Question number 168. The area of a square handkerchief of side 30 cm is dash SQ. cm.
Right choice. 900 is the best answer.
Question number 169. The perimeter of the square is 16. What is the side length? Well done. 15 in is the right choice. Question number 170. The length of the boundary of a closed figure is called dash. You're right. Perimeter is the correct answer. Question number 171. Area of a field of length 200 m and breadth 30 m is dash SQM.
Exactly. 6,000 makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 172. What is the number of square units that covers a flat area? Perfect. Area is the correct choice.
Question number 173. What is the area of a square with a side length of 5 units?
Correct, 25 square units is the right answer.
Question number 174. Do you add or multiply when finding the area of an object?
Good thinking. Multiply is the right answer.
Question number 175. Determine the perimeter of a square with side length 10 mm.
Bravo, 40m is the answer.
Question number 176. The distance around a circular region is known as its dash.
Strong choice. Circumference is the right answer.
Question number 177. B equal to 10 or equal to 4, find P.
Nice work. You chose none of the above, and it is correct.
Question number 178. What is the area of a square with one side 4 square units?
Valid point. 16 square units is true.
Question number 179. If the area of a square is 36 cm, then its perimeter is?
Excellent. 24 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 180. What is the formula to find the perimeter of a rectangle?
Clear logic. Your choice add all the sides is sound and 100% true.
Question number 181. Find the perimeter of a square that has a length of 6 in.
Nicely done. 24 in is a solid answer.
Question number 182. If I wanted to paint a wall, that would be an example of.
Excellent. Area is a brilliant choice.
Question number 183. What is the area of a rectangle with side lengths 2 by 8?
Clear logic. Your choice 16 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 184. Find the area of a square field whose each side is 150 m.
22 500 sqm is an accurate answer.
Question number 185. What is the perimeter of a square with 9 cm on each side?
Perfect. 36 cm is the correct choice.
Question number 106. Question. What is the formula to take out area of circle?
Good job. Your answer A equal to per2 works well here.
Question number 187. What is the area of a rectangle that is 3 feet by 7 feet?
Well reasoned. 21 square feet is the correct choice.
Question number 188. Dash is the part of plane occupied by the closed figure.
Exactly. Area makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 189. Find the perimeter of a square with side length 9 units. Nice selection. 36 is the correct and valid answer. Question number 190. If I wanted to tile my kitchen, I would need to find its.
Well done. Area is the right choice.
Question number 191. Find the perimeter of a triangle whose one side is 3 cm. Great job. 9 cm is the accurate answer. Question number 192. Dash is the distance around the outside edges of a shape.
Great thinking. Perimeter is the right choice.
Question number 193. The circumference of a circle with radius 14 cm is a dash.
Correct. 22 cm is the right answer. Question number 184. The circumference of a circle of diameter 10 cm is dash. Solid response. 31 4 cm is a valid choice. Question number 195. If the side of a square is 23 feet, then find its area.
Right choice. 529 square feet is the best answer.
Question number 196. The side of the square is 4 cm. Calculate the perimeter.
Strong choice. 16 is the right answer.
Question number 197. What unit would I use to measure the length of a book?
Excellent choice. Inch is the right answer.
Question number 198. If the radius of a circle is tripled, the area becomes...
Sharp thinking. 9 times is the right choice.
Question number 199. 2x length plus 2x width will give us dash out a figure.
Well picked. Perimeter is the correct answer.
Question number 200. Find the perimeter of a rectangle with sides 4 and 5.
Good thinking. 18 is the right answer.
Question number 201. What operation do you use when finding the perimeter?
Bravo. Addition is the answer.
Question number 202. The side of a square whose perimeter is 64 cm is dash.
Right again. 16 cm is a valid answer.
Question number 2 and 3. Find the area of the rectangle that is 10th by 9th.
Correct response. 90 square ft is the most accurate answer.
Question number 204. Find the perimeter of the rectangle.
On track. 26 inches is the correct answer.
Question number 215. Find the side of a square whose perimeter is 100 cm.
Smart pick. 25 cm is the correct choice.
Question number 216. The formula for area of a rectangle is length x dash.
You got it? Your choice width is right.
Question number 217. What is the formula for finding area of a rectangle?
You chose A equal to L of bow, and it is correct.
Question number 218. Aidan wants to put rocks around the edge of a pond.
You're right. Perimeter is the correct answer.
Question number 209. Do you multiply or add when you find the perimeter?
Valid point. Add is true.
Question number 210. Find the area of a rectangle that has side 2 and 3.
Nice work. You chose 6 and it is correct.
Question number 211. Tell the area of rectangle if length equal to 5m, breadth equal to 4.
Well reasoned. 20 is the correct choice.
Question number 212. The distance on the outside an object is called the...
You're right. Perimeter is the correct answer.
Question number 213. What is the area of square whose each side is 14 cm?
Excellent. 1d6 QCM is a brilliant choice.
Question number 214. Erin wants to paint her entire wall in her bedroom.
Clear logic. Your choice area is sound and 100% true.
Question number 215. What is the distance or measurement around a shape?
Strong choice. Perimeter is the right answer.
Question number 216. Find the perimeter of a square whose side is 18 cm.
Excellent choice. 72 is the right answer.
Question number 217. Dash is the space enclosed or covered by any shape.
Good thinking. Area is the right answer.
Question number 218. Would I multiply, add, or divide to find the area?
You got it? Your choice multiply is right.
Question number 219. Mrs. Yin wants to put paper on her bulletin board.
Solid response. Area is a valid choice.
Question number 220. What is the name for a four-sided regular polygon?
Right choice. Quadrilateral is the best answer.
Question number 221. Find the area of a square whose one side is 7 cm.
Perfect. 49 SQCM is the correct choice. Question number 222. The distance around a dragon's lair is called the... Exactly. Perimeter makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 223. The area of a square with side 15 cm is 225 cm.
You chose true, and it is correct.
Question number 224. The formula to find the perimeter of a square is...
Smart move. Fox S is an accurate answer.
Question number 225. Which word means the distance around a figure? Nicely done. Perimeter is a solid answer. Question number 226. Zania wants to put ribbon around her notebook.
On track. Perimeter is the correct answer. Question number 227. What is the distance around a shape defined as? Well picked. Perimeter is the correct answer.
Question number 228. Kyla wants to cover her lawn with grass seeds.
Smart pick. Area is the correct choice.
Question number 229. Shiane wants to cover her window with a paper.
Correct. Area is the right answer.
Question number 230. Find the mean of these numbers 257, 38, 426.
Correct response. 29 is the most accurate answer.
Question number 231. Total length of sides of a shape is called dash. Nice selection. Perimeter is the correct and valid answer. Question number 232. Radii equal to radius.
Right again. True is a valid answer. Question number 233. Area can be measured for a closed figure only.
Valid point. True is true.
Question number 234. Find the median of these numbers 42743.
Great job. 4 is the accurate answer.
Question number 235. The distance around a shape is called the dash.
Bravo. Perimeter is the answer.
Question number 236. Perimeter of a square having area 100 sqm is...
Great thinking. 40m is the right choice.
Question number 237. The formula P equal to 2 is used to find dash.
Well done. Perimeter is the right choice.
Question number 238. The perimeter of a square of side 20 fm is dash.
Nice work. You chose 100 mem, and it is correct.
Question number 239. What is the distance around an object called?
Sharp thinking. Perimeter is the right choice. Question number 240. What operation do you use when finding area?
Good job. Your answer multiplication works well here.
Question number 241. Ayana wants to build a fence for her garden.
Bravo. Perimeter is the answer.
Question number 242. The distance around the object is called the...
Good thinking. Perimeter is the right answer. Question number 243. The formula for area is length x breadth plus 2.
Correct. False is the right answer.
Question number 244. The perimeter of a rectangle 5 mm by 3 mm is...
Good job. Your answer 16 mem works well here.
Question number 245. The inside of a shape object is called the...
Well picked. Area is the correct answer.
Question number 246. Space occupied by an object is called its...
Valid point. Area is true.
Question number 247. Area of a square having perimeter 16 cm is...
Strong choice. 16 SQCM is the right answer.
Question number 248. The unit we use to measure area is square.
Smart pick. True is the correct choice. Question number 249. What is the name for a five-sided figure?
Well done. Polygon is the right choice.
Question number 250. Area of a square whose one side is 7 cm is?
You got it. Your choice 49 km is right.
Question number 251. What part of the figure is the perimeter?
Correct response. The outside is the most accurate answer.
Question number 252. What is the perimeter of a 5 by 3 figure?
Clear logic. Your choice 16 is sound and 100% true.
Question number 253. The space inside an object is called its?
Right choice. Area is the best answer.
Question number 254. The space inside a shape is called dash.
You chose area, and it is correct.
Question number 255. Area of 10 squares of 1 side is dash.
Right again. 10 square. M is a valid answer. Question number 256. The area of a rectangle 6 cm by 4 cm is? Nice selection. 24 SQ. cm is the correct and valid answer. Question number 257. Is the distance around a polygon?
You're right. A perimeter is the correct answer.
Question number 258. Area of a square of side 1 cm is dash.
Exactly. Once. cm makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 259. How much space is inside the figure?
Great job. Area is the accurate answer.
Question number 260. What is the area of a 7 by 2 figure?
Excellent. 14 is a brilliant choice.
Question number 261.
Smart move. X plus 5 hands is an accurate answer.
Question number 262. What is the unit for measuring area?
Sharp thinking. Square unit is the right choice. Question number 263. Perimeter is the boundary of figure. Excellent choice. True is the right answer.
Question number 264. What defines area and perimeter best?
Nice work. You chose length and breadth, and it is correct.
Question number 265. Question formula to find perimeter.
Nicely done. 2 is a solid answer.
Question number 266. Kalea is running laps in the gym.
Perfect. Perimeter is the correct choice.
Question number 267. Chiagozium wants to paint his desk.
On track. Area is the correct answer.
Question number 268. What unit is used to measure area? Great thinking. Square units is the right choice.
Question number 269. The distance around a shape is its?
Well reasoned. Perimeter is the correct choice.
Question number 270. What are length and width called?
Solid response. Dimensions is a valid choice.
Question number 271. What is the area of your bedroom?
On track. About 30 square meters is the correct answer.
Question number 272. What units do we measure area in?
Right again. Square units is a valid answer.
Question number 273. What's another word for median?
Smart pick. Middle is the correct choice.
Question number 274. In what units is area measured?
Perfect. Square units is the correct choice.
Question number 275. Devin is running around the gym. Bravo! Perimeter is the answer.
Question number 276. Area can be calculated only for.
You're right. Closed figures is the correct answer.
Question number 207. What is 1874 divided by 7?
You got it. Your choice 26757 is right.
Question number 278. We can measure perimeter in.
Exactly. Centimeters makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 279. Distance around the figure.
Correct response. Perimeter is the most accurate answer.
Question number 280. A unit for measuring area?
Valid point. Square unit is true.
Question number 281. How do you get perimeter?
Well done. Adding all the sides is the right choice.
Question number 282. 1 sq meter is dash SQCM.
Excellent. 1000 sq cm is a brilliant choice. Question number 283. Area is measured in dash.
Great job. Square units is the accurate answer.
Question number 284. A distance round a desk.
Right choice. Perimeter is the best answer.
Question number 285. We can measure area in.
Nice selection. Square centimeters is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 286. Area of a rectangle is.
Smart move. Length x breadth is an accurate answer. Question number 287. Perimeter of rectangle.
Good job. Your answer 2 works well here. Question number 288. Perimeter of square equal to.
Nicely done. Foreside is a solid answer.
Question number 289. Area of a square equal to.
Well reasoned. Side is the correct choice. Question number 290. SQ meter is dash. Solid response. 1 hectare is a valid choice.
Question number 291. L plus W plus L plus W.
Sharp thinking. Perimeter is the right choice.
Question number 292 times 22 equal to.
You chose 220 and it is correct.
Question number 293. 44x2 equal to.
Strong choice. 88 is the right answer.
Question number 294. 36x3.
Well picked. 96 is the correct answer.
Question number 295. 55x3 equal to.
Nice work. You chose 1 and 65, and it is correct.
Question number 296. A times b.
Good thinking. Area is the right answer.
Question number 297. 53x3 equal to.
Clear logic. Your choice 159 is sound and 100% true. Question number 298. 580 equal to.
Great thinking. 58,000 is the right choice.
Question number 299. 2 equal to.
Excellent choice. 228 is the right answer.
Question number 300. Locks.
Correct. Area is the right answer.
Question number 301. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format?
On track. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the correct answer.